We talked about John Lennon a few moments ago and your involvement with Fame. I think you described that as being utter and complete plastic R&B.
That album.
Yes, that album.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a kick against what was going on, basically in America at the time, when everything was hi-hats and four to the bar and very much disco?
Oh, I don't think it was done in a spirit of anger. I thoroughly enjoyed the album. I like the album a lot. I still do. I think it's a very good album. But it was plastic soul. It was something that I was reading from the clubs that I was going to. And there was this new kind of R&B. It wasn't like the R&B I sort of was weaned on as a teenager. It was...
dreadfully manufactured.
It was manufactured, but I didn't dislike it. I didn't dislike it at all. It was quite... it sounded right for the particular year that it was being done in, and it completely took hold of me. And I wanted to produce stuff like that.
Do you spend a lot of time listening to radio in New York? Because I've been here for...
Not now. I think the radio's dreadful over here.
No, that's exactly what I think. It's very soft, isn't it?
Ghastly.
There doesn't seem to be much guts to it.
Yeah, there was one station called WPIX, but they crushed that one as well, and they put it back into top 40 format. There's so little listenable areas for new music over here. It's disastrous. I mean, it's extraordinary that there's so many good bands over here starting to work and trying to do the clubs and coming from the suburbs of New York and whatever. And there's absolutely nowhere that they can get any kind of exposure on the radio.
Anybody from
this land lives by radio and
yes,
TV.
It does indeed, doesn't it?
So if you can't get a hold in there as a creative artist, you've got no chance except keep on playing the small clubs and hoping that you build up a following big enough to carry you to a bigger audience, if you want or need a bigger audience. I don't know about that anymore either.
David Bowie in conversation with me back on Sunday, December the 7th, 1980, ironically and tragically with mention of John Lennon the day before John Lennon was so brutally shot. We move back now to the album Scary Monsters. It's, of course, David's current album, and the hit single from it, Fashion. What were David's views on that song?
When I first started going to discos in New York in the early 70s, there was a sort of a very high-powered enthusiasm, and it had a kind of a natural course about it, which seems now to have been replaced by an insidious, grim determination to be fashionable, as though it's actually a vocation. There's some kind of strange aura about it. I just wanted to sort of capture that feeling in the song Fashion.